Alright guys, I'm back. It turns out that there was a little error in the last video, so this is part 2 now. So back on part 1, which you just finished watching, I said that I was going to show you all the possibilities of the different congruent statements you could write. So there were actually 6 different possibilities of what you could write here. While I don't expect you to ever have to write all 6, just to show you there are many possibilities of correct congruent statements here. So as long as you chose one of these 6, you're in good shape. Now, moving on from that and finishing up this first portion of the lesson, we can apply congruent statements to help us find missing parts and missing pieces of other shapes. So, for example, we know that this shape DEFG, the one on the left, is congruent to SPQR, which is the one on the right. So what I can do here is set up equations to help me relate the missing parts of SPQR to ones on the left. So let's begin first with this angle. So angle Q is listed as 6y plus x. Now if I look up in my congruent statement, I know that Q is the third vertex listed in order here. That means Q is going to correspond to the third point of this shape, which is F. So F is 68 here. So an equation I'm able to relate here then is that 68 would have to be equal to 6y plus x. And again, I can say that because F and Q are going to be congruent to each other. Now this isn't particularly helpful because I have x's and y's and I'm not able to solve for a particular variable yet. So we're going to have to now look up here at QR and make a decision here. QR is listed as 2x minus 4. So I now need to find a corresponding side to QR. Well, again, if I look strictly at the marking here for the congruent figure, QR is the last two endpoints listed here, which means segment FG, the last two of the last figure here, those would correspond to each other. So QR and FG are congruent, which means 12 is equal to 2x minus 4. And that is something I'm able to solve here. So we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit of algebra here. And it looks like here that x is actually going to equal 8. So that's part A. So we're able to answer that. I'm going to need to apply this now into my other equation to help me find y. So let's go ahead and substitute in the 8, and now I can solve. So we should have 60 equal to 6y. I'm running out of space. But when you divide that, I should get y is equal to 10. And that's going to be my answer for part B. So when it comes to summarizing all of this, it really comes back to what we looked at on the first slide back in the first part of this short video. And that is that the corresponding parts all need to be congruent in order for these shapes to be congruent. In this case, all 4 angles need to correspond to 4 other angles. All 4 sides need to correspond to the other 4 sides. In a triangle, it's 3 and 3, so you have 6 pieces. So at this time, I'm going to ask you, after looking at this video, to look below. There are some textbook problems for you to practice. Try these problems out and practice using what we've talked about in this video. Thanks for watching.